G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. We are down in Melbourne. The car did a 2000k road trip, just bloody beautiful. The only downside is the headlights were absolutely terrible. So put in the clip now, Kester, what the headlights look like at night. So this is a pretty dark side street. It's got straight lights, but they're pretty dark. This is how bad the headlights are. The left one's pretty much non-existent. The right one just floods the ground. Doesn't light up anything in the distance. That's the high beams. Again, no projection to the distance really, just lights up the ground in front of me, about 10 meters away at the most. So with that in mind, what we're going to do is we've bought a decent Maguire's, I don't know if it's decent, I'm just saying that because it was expensive, Maguire's headlight cleaning kit and a set of LED bulbs. We're also going to adjust the headlights because I'm pretty sure they're all pointing to the ground, or the left one is definitely pointing straight down. So you're going to get that all done today and we'll drive it at night and see if that is an improvement. So this is what the headlight lenses look like at the moment. We gave them a restore when I first bought this car back. However, I don't know if we did something wrong or whatever, but they only lasted about 2 months. I barely drive at night as well, so I'm not really sure what happened there. It could also possibly be from going through the automatic car wash. It does have a habit of using some pretty aggressive chemicals, so I am pretty lazy, so I do like my automatic car washes. This is what we look like with our low beams on. It just hits all the light in the lens and just makes it look garbage. And then this is high beams. So we'll get one side fully done and then we'll compare the difference. I went with the Maguire's two-step headlight resto kit. It comes with a little rattle can of the spray paint you spray on afterwards. And then just got the caliber LED bulbs from Supercheap. They're just on special at the time, about 80 bucks a set, so they'll do. Obviously there's better brands out there, all that sort of stuff, but I'm only down here for about a week or so, so I'm not gonna have time to get anything mailed out to me, so this is what I'm using. So I finally actually read the box and I realized now that I probably needed the yellow kit, not the blue kit, which is what I bought. This just says simply clean then coat, so we'll see how this works because these headlights are absolutely disgusting. We'll see if this actually works. If not, I guess we're probably going to go back to Autobarn and buy the yellow kit and then start again, but we'll see how we go. I've done one go with the cleaning solution and the little whizzy pad by hand. So, and then I've just wiped it down by hand, so that's slowly drying. So that is going milky again, which is what we want. However, we can still see that's a little bit yellow. So we want to go and give that another application until that's clear, like a white instead of yellow. So while that headlight now kind of looks real hazy, it's less patchy and gross. So that's what we're aiming for here. We're just going to do another coat, just get a little bit more of that yellow out of it and get it a little bit whiter or clearer, and then we'll apply the second step. So just done a second coat of the cleaner. I'm going to give it a good wipe down now with a damp rag and see how that turned out. Looking pretty good. It's definitely a lot clearer. We'll see how that dries, see how yellow it is. So this is after 2 full cycles with the cleaning compound and then wiping it down. In video, it looks really quite white. In person, it is a touch yellow, but I don't think I'm going to get it much better than this, given the fact that there's all those micro cracks in the lens anyway. They go all the way through, so I don't think we have an aggressive enough setup to get through all of that. So comparing that to the other side, that does kind of look crappy still. Maybe, I don't know, hard to tell on the phone screen. But it's definitely whiter, it's definitely clearer, and I think once the clear coat's been applied to it and it all levels out, I think that's going to look much better. So we'll get that clear coat done on that and then see how that compares to the other side. All right, so then you fully mask up around the headlight, then shake the living shit out of your headlight coating spray and give it a very thick, medium level thick coat, very medium thick coat, and hopefully that'll work, and we'll see how we go. Giving the headlight one medium wet coating with this stuff. Coming out bloody beautiful. Now that that's had time to dry, go for our second medium wet coat. Basically the same. I want to go with a 50% overlap. And that should be all we need. So that's now the 2 coats of this spray. Those aren't runs that I've caused. That was sort of the slime that was still in it. So you can clearly tell they're not perfect, but that is a damn sight better than the other side. So what I'll do now, I'll rip that tape off and I'll get the other side completely done off camera. I might just do a time lapse of it while we go, and then we'll start ripping in and changing these headlight globes out and stuff. There we have it, guys, both sides done. The driver's side actually definitely turned out better than the passenger side, but you get that on the big jobs. So gonna go ahead and start, probably aim the headlights with these yellow light bulbs. It's probably a bit easier to see during the day, and then swap out the bulbs for the LEDs, or we'll see how we go anyway, see which way we're gonna do it. But yeah, try and aim the headlights now, and I'll show you how we do that. Obviously there's all kinds of headlight aimers you can get. Ours here today is going to be a wheelie bin. So basically what I'm going to do here is just chuck the low beams on, aim it at the bin, check the sides left to right to make sure that the bulbs are aimed the same height. You typically would want your passenger bulb a little bit lower so that you don't blind other drivers. And then your driver's side is a little bit higher for getting further up the road. So we'll just check our base heights first. Obviously it should be on fully flat ground. This is on a bit of a hill, but it's going to work for what we're doing here, which is just making a shitty old car a little bit better. We've got the car running just so I don't flatten my battery, so I'm going to be yelling. But basically, that is passenger headlight, and now I'll get my trusty helper to move it over to the driver's side. And that's where my driver's headlight is. So we'll probably pull the driver's headlight up to where the passenger one was, and we'll start with that. I believe you just spin these 2 knobs, one will be left right, one will be up down, and obviously you just want to bring that light level up to the bin. Alright, so this one is your up down, that one looks to be your left right, so it'll be like left right, up down. That's come up a little bit, but it's pretty much maxed out. I think the problem here is because it's pushed down so far,
there's only so much that lens can help with. So I think to make this any better, it's probably going to need to be all the panel beating needs to get done, which is not going to happen today. So let's switch out these lights and see how much brighter the LEDs are. So just on this side, I'm just going to pull the battery out just to make it easier to get into those headlight bulbs. I don't have an airbox on that side, so that side's easy to change. I just remove the plugs from the headlights. So there's just two little push tabs on each side. You just squeeze them like that and they pop off. Same as this one. Two push tabs, and then remove the rubber housings if you have them, and then remove the headlight bulbs and then refit the new LED bulbs. It's pretty simple. There's your standard H7 versus your LED H7, and then for a BA Falcon you got to swap this over, which adapts the plug, and then that just goes onto that. Thinking about it, I actually wonder if this is even for a factory headlight. I don't remember. Might only be for an aftermarket headlight, which is what this car might have. I don't know. Anyway, if you have this, use it. If not, just forget about it. So the slight problem I'm having here is the original bulb would sit here, so it would space that out where the clip goes, about, you know, a centimetre or so. Whereas now, because just this part is what gets clipped on, that sits out too far. When it's clipping on here, it's not putting enough pressure on it. So I'm going to bend the spring and put a little bit more preload on the spring and see if I can get it to hold better. So what I've done to put more preload on the spring, I've bent it all the way out to there, and I've given it a good bend there. It actually worked out perfectly aligned. So when this is folded in, that's now got to travel further to lock up. So when I put the new globe in, I'll see if that puts more pressure on it. All right, so that now, just got to hook it on. Now it's hooked on. Yeah, it moves around a little bit. It's definitely got more preload on the spring, so that holds that pretty good now. So then once the rubber's on it, that'll also do a pretty good job at holding it in position, and hopefully it doesn't bounce around where we're driving down the road. This side doesn't rely on a spacer to need the preload, so this side should just work perfectly. Right, now with the LED bulb fitted, that headlight's actually dropped down a fair bit. It's a bit of a mission to wrestle it in there, so not really sure what I'm going to do here, but they're definitely brighter, so chuck the high beams on and everything works, so we'll probably leave it at that. I think I said earlier that you want the passenger side lower. What you actually want is the driver side lower than the passenger side. So it actually might work out all right here. We'll see how it goes at night, see how much of the road and how much further forward it projects, and we'll make our adjustment off that. So the driver's headlight on this car is actually aftermarket because the clip definitely didn't look familiar. Once I took the passenger one apart, the clip looked normal, and then the LED bulb didn't actually fit in this thing anymore. So I'm guessing the aftermarket ones are a little bit wider separated. So just had to rip all those little dicks off with the only really tools we have here at our disposal, a pair of vice grips. So rip them off and she's all good. So yeah, just to make room for that heat sink on that LED bulb, they just had to come off. Finished product. I didn't get LED parkers, which I probably could have while I was in there, but that's right. The driver's side headlight ended up going down even further once I fitted the LED bulb. And if my helper can move the wheel in, we'll see what the passenger side looks like. So it's actually come up a fair bit. Oh no, it's exactly where it was. So yeah, look, honestly, I'll probably just be leaving it like that. When I was trying to ram that low beam bulb in, the headlight assembly kept wiggling, and like the little, I don't know what you call it, like the ball of the headlight, the projector must have clicked down. So there's no more adjustment in that anymore. So I will be getting new headlights for this at some point. It's just, there's no point getting them now when the rest of the car looks like this anyway. So we'll be waiting until we get the car painted before we put new ones in. Anyway guys, that's it for today. So I'll also go for a quick drive tonight and down that same road and compare what it's like with the other headlights. But overall, it looks much better. I'm sure it'll work better. If the headlights still suck at night, I may end up putting a number plate light bar on just for the trip home. just make it a little bit safer, but probably not. It's probably good enough now. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, like and subscribing. Catch you on the next video. Right, guys, so this is the first chance I've actually had to drive with the new LED bulbs and the cleaned headlight lenses. So I'm actually just on my way home from Melbourne. I'm about half an hour north of Port Macquarie. So it's nice and dark now. There's no street lights or anything. So as you can see in the video, I can see about 80 to 100 meters in front of me. And then when I put the high beams on, I can see more like probably 200 meters in front of me. It's currently raining, it's just drizzling a little bit. So if I put my high beams on, it'll just look absolutely disgusting. But this is what it looks like. Obviously it looks real foggy out here just because of the rain and stuff, but the vision I can see in person is much clearer than in video. So overall, really happy with the LED bulb upgrade and the lens clearing. I feel much safer driving at night now, whereas before with the original headlights and the dirty lenses, it was so unsafe to drive at night. One step that I bloody forgot. You've got to go to 7-Eleven, get yourself a Slurpee on a 37-degree day and enjoy all your hard work.